Still you're not by my side. One more time, let me close my eyes. I know it's not what it seems for me in my world of dreams. Still you're not by my side. One more time, let me close my eyes. I know it's not what it seems for me in my world of dreams. My world of dreams. My world of dreams. My world of dreams. Still you're not by my side. One more time, let me close my eyes. Close my pictures in my head. Every second you're there, my my reality is that sunset. So paintings on a screen, I say we're feeling without it. Still you're not by my side. One more time, let me close my eyes. I know it's not what it seems. Look for me in my world of dreams. My world of dreams. My world of dreams. My world of dreams. Still you're not by my side. One more time, let me close my eyes. Close my eyes.
changes that's happening around us require us to have a new strategy. How do we take the Singapore economy forward? There are lots of opportunities, but there are also challenges. For education and training policy, this has deep implications. We need to ask ourselves, what new skills do we need to succeed in this new future?
Minister, thanks for joining us. We all know that the global economic landscape is transforming, and this will have a significant impact on our future jobs. What would the implications be on education and training?
Yes, the world is changing, but what's new? It has always been changing. From the day the steamship was invented, to oil and gas, to aeroplanes, to electricity, it has fundamentally changed our way of life and changed businesses. We are living in the era of IT revolution. The change that today we are witnessing started with the PC, the laptop, the smartphones, the internet. Now everything is coming together. That's one big change. It's not really about Uber and Uberization of services. That's just a small chapter in this whole IT revolution that we are seeing. Second big change is ourselves. In Singapore, we are an aging society. And we must make sure that we remain youthful, young, vibrant, despite our population having more grey hair. I think the third thing is to note that the region is not the same as before. Developed markets are not the same as before. We must remember we are a little red dot, a small place. So long as we move faster than the others, we can earn a very good living for ourselves. But speed and our decisiveness to act is of the essence.
Technology is speeding up the rate of change, the result of which is that automation will create different types of jobs. Yes, engineering skills will still be needed because more will be done by the machines, but humans have to take on more value-based activities. That means, what is the right question or the right problem to solve? Not necessarily just solving the problem, because the machines will take over solving some of those problems.
Attitudes are as important as skills. I mean, the education field. One thing we try to do is to help our students have confidence. Perhaps in the past, when we have full employment, maybe there's a bit of complacency. But now, when we talk about this transformation, disruption, we move from complacency to fear. What we need to do with students, young people, is for them to see, despite all these changes, there are a lot of opportunities. One of the ways I help our students is to ask them just to look at our parents' generation. They face changes as disruptive as we are facing now.
Throughout history, waves of technological advancements have changed lives fundamentally. All our parents went through those changes.
Minister, there's a lot of uncertainty in the future. So how do you think that we can develop our skills in preparation for the future?
There has to be a reform of the entire education system, dial back the overemphasis on academic grades, open up the options for different students to have different pathways, introduce early career and education guidance down to the secondary school so that there's a facilitated process for students to understand their strengths and weaknesses and discover their passions and interests. Then have a system that encourages them to learn throughout their life, that will stay with them their whole life. And that's the foundation and extremely important. Lifelong learning, resilience, enterprise, and international outlook, these are all fundamental skills.
I see that happening in my school, actually. We just recently wrapped up a project last semester where we had to create our own brand. We did a lot of product development, and we came up with designs, and we communicated with people like craftsmen. It really drives that entrepreneurial spirit in students.
So what skills do you need? I think there are two levels. First level is what basic values are most important for you to adapt to this world. Second is the skills that serve you best are often the skills you are best at. It is not just the IT industry that is growing. Despite the fact that the current change is an IT revolution, it doesn't mean that everyone must learn coding. In Silicon Valley, some companies have stopped hiring people from coding school. What they want is a good IT degree. Every single sector has the potential to do well. if we attract the right people with the right skills, with the right attitude and mindset, and seize the opportunities.
Education cannot train for jobs. I think education must extract out attitude. Yes, there are some basic skills that education has to take care of, but in reality, when you're looking for a job, it's your interest